Silence. This movie is Martin Scorsese's latest drama. It brings together his passion project after 15 or so years of hard work. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's 15. It's been a while that he's wanted to do this picture. Now, this movie is set in 15th century feudal Japan when Jesuit priests are trying to spread the gospel into Japan. And as a state, they rejected it. They decided to essentially get rid of Christianity, doing terrible and often brutal things in order to remove it as a philosophy and a religion out of their culture. So the main cast see Adam Driver as Father Garpe. He's pretty good in this role. Pretty standard. I love Adam. He's doing great things. I can't wait to see more from him. He's great in this movie too. Andrew Garfield as Father Rodriguez. He's the main character of the plot. And he is really, really good in this movie. If nothing else, this movie has incredible acting from all people involved, including Liam Neeson as Father Ferreira. And while his accent is a little bit off at times, I did find his character interesting and fulfilling, with an interesting character arc for Liam Neeson, even if it is a little Liam Neeson-y, you know. This movie also featured incredible Asian talent as well. The likes of Yosuke Kubozuka as Kichijiro. Kichijiro. We'll go with that. Kichijiro. And he's kind of a tragic figure and a pathetic one, you know. In many ways, he resembles a kind of Judas-esque figure. Someone who wants to do good but can't, and continuously keeps messing up all the time and trying to absolve himself. It's an interesting role for him, and it was a good, if not a little annoying at times. Now, the biggest one for me, and the standout, even more so than I think Andrew Garfield, was another Asian actor. His name is Issei Ogata. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. He played the samurai Inoue, and oh my god, he was fabulous. Every time he's on screen, he was menacing, kind of sickly sweet, and I love that about him. He's a character that is very dramatic in the sense of what he wants to do, and he's evil in a way, but he actually has a good explanation for why he's doing what he's doing, even if he may be wrong, you know? He was really, really great and a very excellent counterpoint to Andrew Garfield's character for the movie. So, very fabulous job by him. He actually has one of my favorite lines in the entire movie, even though it is in the trailer.
The price for your glory is their suffering.
Now, guys, for a Martin Scorsese film, a film director who I've been watching since Goodfellas, and someone that I've always shown up and been like, that's a great film, that's a great film, that's a great film. This one was okay. The only problem that I really had with it was its sense of pace. Normally in a Scorsese movie, I find that even in slower moments, there's something going on that really gets me invested in what's happening. And I'm not sure if it's the way the movie was shot or the type of story that he was telling, but there are times where it just feels very unemotional. And that's weird to me, especially when we have people being killed off in very brutal ways. And there are times where it really hits home and it really strikes you like, oh my God. You know, it really moves you. But there are other times where it seems like either the way they're being brutalized, these Japanese people that believed in Christianity, the way they're being killed off, is either not believable or it's kind of detached. You feel detached from this whole experience. And when you see people getting killed and you feel detached about it at certain times, that's not exactly the right type of emotion to have. You know, you want to galvanize people to what you're thinking. And believe me, there are times the inverse is totally true too. There are times where it hits you hard, like I was just saying. But there are also those times that it doesn't, for me at least. And it was weird. You know, there are moments where one in particular stuck out to me where they're trying to drown some of the people, and it was the second time in this for those that have watched it. Didn't really hit me, you know? It was like all the way back over here while it's happening there. And that didn't strike home to me. It didn't really take a very inside, in-depth look at it, which was weird. And the biggest problem I have with the movie is the ending. Now, a character gets introduced that ends up narrating the ending of this movie in the last 15 minutes. He comes out of nowhere. You have no attachment to him in any way, shape, or form. And he pretty much neatly defines what happened to each character in this entire story that was left by the end of the movie. And I didn't really care. It was weird. I was so detached from this experience that I just had. The first half of the movie I found to be enthralling, and then there's the second half and this ending that just don't quite hit home for me. And I'm not exactly sure how to place that exactly. It's weird. If anything, I think it was, in a sense, a story change. The first part was very thrilling and very thematic in what these characters are going through. And with no spoilers, there is an event that happens towards the latter half of the movie that changes the way the story comes out. And I think that was its biggest problem. You have this one kind of, are they going to find me type of thing, and then the second half where that isn't necessarily the case. And it's difficult. It's just difficult to separate those two feelings because it feels drastically different. Some of the dialogue in this film is excellent. It just feels as if it has little emotion behind it sometimes. It's very, very weird. And for a Scorsese movie, I was hoping for thrilling all the time, for surprises, and something to really get to me about it. I love this era in Japan so much. And that's another excellent point of it, is that it's very authentic. But I just didn't feel attached to any of these characters, which is weird because, again, I think everyone acted well. It's just detached, which is weird. This is Scorsese's passion project and is not invested as much as I thought it would have been. There's my 2 cents. For me, this movie is a 7 out of 10. It's not bad, it's not terrible, but for a Scorsese movie, it let me down a little bit. I wasn't as invested as I am with many other Scorsese movies. It just didn't work for me. But that's my opinion. What was yours? Comment below and let me know. If you are interested in Japanese lore, at the end of the day, I still think this is something that maybe you should go rent. Just not run out to theaters to see this right away. Alright, stay tuned guys for more, and I'll catch you later.